Okay. Okay, today I was going to talk about honesty, but first I was going to show you my shirt, Grumpy, because I'm kind of grumpy today. I'm in a good mood, but I'm in a grumpy mood. Grumpy's my favorite dwarf. Of all the dwarfs, he's the only one that's got class. But everybody likes Dopey, but he's just Dopey. Grumpy. He says what he means, and that's what I mean. But I'm kind of grumpy because I only lost a half a pound this week. But I'm glad that I did lose a half a pound. But when you'll hear my story, you'll know why. I always talk with my hands. You'll know why I'm grumpy. Is on Friday morning I got on the scale and I was down to 275, which means I lost 31 pounds, and I was so proud of myself and very cocky because for dinner that night I made burritos because Jim's working afternoons this week and or last week. So I made burritos, and piggy that I am, I had 2 burritos, and I had my refried beans, which I just absolutely love. I just love refried beans, and I had some kind of rice that the not rice-a-roni, but Uncle Ben's, where you put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. It was good rice, but it was a fattening rice. It wasn't Spanish rice, which I can think what kind of rice it was. But anyway, I you know I go off on a rant. But anyway, I like this rice. It was really good. And then I layered it with sour cream. And of course, your burritos, you can't have a burrito unless you have sour cream in it. But I had iced tea with it, so I thought, oh, whatever. So, and then on Saturday, Jim and I went to the show, and I had a small buttered popcorn. But I prided myself on the fact that I didn't get a pop. I just took a sip of his pop when I was all done. And then we went to the Texas Roadhouse for dinner, and where I completely pigged out. I pigged out. I had the ribs and chicken platter with a baked potato loaded and a salad, and then those little rolls that they have with the cinnamon butter. And I got a Coke. Oh, I was in heaven. The Coke just tasted so good. I just really loved it. And so then I, Sunday, went to church, and I came home and ate my diet breakfast. Didn't eat lunch, and then for dinner I had leftover stuff for the burritos. And did I not have 2 more burritos, the rest of the rice and the rest of the beans layered with the sour cream? And because I was cocky. And then when I found out that I was 5 pounds ahead of Denise, and I was just like, really, I'm way ahead of Denise. And not that we're a competitive family, but we're competitive. And I like the fact that I was 5 pounds ahead of her, and I thought, yeah, I'm on my way. And then I get on the scale this morning, and I gained 2 pounds. I gained 2 pounds. So I only lost a half a pound, and so now I've lost 29 pounds. I'm still ahead of Denise, so that's all that really matters. But it's just, I was just so bummed, and I just bummed, because it's like I can't go back to that way of eating. I pride myself on the fact that I really thought that if I had a Coke that I'd go back to drinking the pop, and I really didn't. And I really took my time with it because I know that there's free refills, and I made up my mind that I wasn't going to get a free refill. So I did accomplish that much. Small accomplishment, I know, but then Denise on Saturday had said, "Did you have to set goals?" And so my goal was I want to lose the 100 pounds. Everybody knows that, but that's such a far away goal, and if I look at that 100 pounds, it's just too much to fathom. So I do short little goals of like, to get in the next set of numbers. So I went from the 300s to the 90s to the 80s, and now I'm in the 70s. So my next goal is to get into the 60s. So brings me on to my subject, which is honesty this week. Because in the summer, you don't have to really worry about being honest about your weight loss or your weight gains, because you're wearing like the tank tops and the bathing suits and the shorts. And people can really see if you've gained weight. Like you can say you didn't gain weight, but then they can look at you in those shorts and go, honey, you better not be wearing those again. So you can't hide. But in the winter, in the fall, you have your sweatshirts and your sweaters, and you layer your clothes because it's cold. And you have those ever-forgiving stretch pants and sweatpants that, you have the little tie that you can loosen, and it's easy to hide your weight loss, or your weight gain, actually. So you have to be honest with yourself, and just know that even though your clothes are fitting a little looser and people can't see your weight, spring's going to come fast enough, and you're going to have to take those layers off, and then everybody's going to go, whoa, she had a good winter. She didn't hibernate, she ate. So you just want to make sure that you don't do that. So my quote for the week is Honesty is the Best Policy, which is by Benjamin Franklin. So I'm back on my track. I had, no, I shouldn't, I'm not, see, honesty, I'm going to be honest. I did thaw out one of my pieces of cake, and I did have that for my lunch today, because I'm going to treat myself once a week. It's just, you know what, I treated myself the whole damn weekend, so that was like a bad thing to do, but it was just calling my name. And like I told you in an earlier video, I was going to have to thaw 2 pieces out. I only thawed the 1 slice of cake, which I savored every bit of it, but I just know that I have to choose a lifestyle that's going to work for me the rest of my life. So I love fruit and vegetables and stuff like that, but you know, I like my cakes and my cookies and things like that, so I'm not going to deprive myself of this stuff, but I'm going to know that I have to keep myself in check. But anyway, real quick, because Denise's hand's getting tired.
Okay.
So, but we did go to see The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway and Rene Russo on Saturday, and I have to tell you, that was a really cute movie. I just loved it. The theater was packed with old people, but you know, I looked it up online, and it cost $40 million. Their budget was for $40 million to make this movie, and over the weekend they grossed $30 million just in the United States. You know, they're going to release it worldwide. So I think when it's all said and done, after it's been out a couple weeks, it's probably going to make $60 or $70 million. So start making movies for us old farts. We're the ones that have the money. We're the ones that go out and spend the money. Young people, you know, they have money, but they have to spend it on their kids, like if they play in athletics or concerts or, you know, like things that you have to spend on your money for your kids. I don't have to do that anymore. I can pick and choose where I want to spend my money. So I do like going to the show. And the theater was packed. It really was. Granted, I went in at old people's time at 4 o'clock, you know, but it was still, if they made $30 million on the weekend, it just shows. And they don't have to spend a gazillion $1 million. We don't want a mega buster with all the computer graphics stuff in the background that, you know, like you got to spend $200 and $300 million on a film to make any money. Make a nice little film that us old farts would kind of like to go see. And I could just see from the previews of all the stuff that's coming up, it's just not stuff I want to see. But although the Tom Hanks movie looked good, but that's way off the subject. So we did walk this morning, and it started to, I call it spit. Denise calls it rain. So she didn't finish her walk with me, but she walks at work, so she kind of made it up at that point. But I finished my rain in the little spitty rain. It wasn't really raining, it was just going, but that's too much for the little queen over there. Princess needs no water falling on her, because she'll melt. But anyway, I think we've decided that we're going to call it Whatever Wednesdays. So we'll be on Wednesday if you have any suggestions on what you want us to talk about.
Or questions.
I guess I'm pretty open. I guess I give TMI too much, but we'll draw Denise out. She's a little more reserved than I am. But she's always been mature. She's always been like 10 years older than she actually is, and I've always been like 20 years younger than I actually am. Not age-wise, but the way I act. So, like us, subscribe, comment, and share with anybody. I don't know why anybody would want to see this wackadoodle, but I do enjoy these. I look forward to them. I never thought, you know, like if you look back at the first video, and Denise was saying to have a channel. I know I'm never going to have my own channel, but I'm kind of horning in on Denise's channel. But I was going to say something else. And just like an old fart, it just like went out of my head. Oh, another reason I got a little cocky with my weight loss too, that was another thing I was going to bring up, is like I've been on it for 13 weeks now, and I've lost, like I said, 29 pounds, which is close to like 2 pounds a week, which is like what your goal should be, like to lose 2 pounds a week. But little old Sandy here, she got cocky. She thought she could just do whatever she wants and she'd still be losing her weight. So I'm back on track. So I know I'm getting long. I'm long-winded. Shut her up. See you next week, or see you Wednesday. Bye.